Hi, my name is Mike Dougherty. I'm a storyboard artist on SpongeBob SquarePants, and today I'm going to be showing you how to draw SpongeBob.
Ready! Are you taking this art class too?
Okay, so the way I start drawing SpongeBob, we'll draw him from the front to show you the basics. Basically, all of our characters on SpongeBob are based on shapes, and SpongeBob's shape is basically a rectangle. And one easy trick is if you draw your rectangle, draw a square inside the rectangle. So you see this square shape? That's where his face and his eyes and nose, all his features are gonna go. And then this rectangle down here, that's where his pants and his tie are gonna go. One thing I do is I draw a center line right down the middle, and then I cut this square up into 4 even squares. And that helps me know where to place his eyes and where to place his nose. His nose is gonna go right here in the middle. And then you can start drawing his features. But drawing SpongeBob from the front is not that interesting. It's more fun for me to draw him in an animated action pose. So I think I'm going to draw SpongeBob walking along. Maybe he's just left his pineapple and he's about to go to work at the Krusty Krab. So here I am drawing the rectangle again, and I'm just going to resize it a little bit because we're always tweaking our drawings because we want to make sure we get him right. So there's our rectangle, and I've drawn him as a 3D box kind of shape, so you can see 2 sides of him. And then I'm going to do that trick where I put the square inside the rectangle. So here we have our square here. There's my center line, so I know where to draw his features. And then I'm going to draw his eyes right here. His eyes, the bottoms of his eyes touch this line here. And right in the center here, that's where his nose is going to go. And I'm drawing really sketchy and rough right now. It's not a finished drawing. That's how we draw in animation. We do a really rough sketch, and then we can go over it with another sheet of paper or a Post-it note and start to finesse it and get it a little more finished. I'm gonna throw he's got that Krusty Krab hat. It's just basically a tube. So everything is shape-based. So if you can draw shapes and you can draw stick figures, you could probably draw SpongeBob. So here's my rough drawing. It's really rough and sketchy. And then I'm gonna fade it out a little bit so that I can draw on top of it with another layer. I'm doing this digitally, but you can do this at home on paper. So now I'm going to start to sort of tighten up the drawing and make it a little more finished. He's got some fingers. He's balling up his fists there. And I'm going to draw his nose first because I have to draw his eyes behind the nose. So it's sometimes easier to draw the thing that's in front and then draw the things that are behind it so that you don't have to erase later. And then surprisingly, drawing a circle is probably the hardest thing to do.
How's it, Squidward? What the? How the? A perfect circle!
That's decent. Sometimes I'll have to undo it over and over and over again until I get a circle that I'm happy with. That's the nice thing about drawing digitally on a computer is you got your undo button, so you can easily correct your mistakes. But if you're at home and just doing it on paper, you got your good old eraser. SpongeBob, don't forget to draw nice, big, fat teeth. The bigger the teeth, the funnier he is. So some of those sponge holes. Okay, and then his tie, you know, we're going back to shapes again. His tie is basically a circle and a diamond. And then his little lapels on his collar, upside down triangles. Little circle on top, and then he's got that anchor on his, ship's anchor on the front of his hat. Okay. Let's give him some legs. We'll turn that stick into a tube. His shoe is basically a circle here, and then another circle here. Don't forget his freckles. I like to draw him running over a surface. So just putting a little bit of ground under him makes it look like he's hopping off the ground, a little shadow maybe. That helps indicate that he's above the ground and he's moving along. Volume on that spatula. And there you go. That's how you draw SpongeBob.